My name is Juan Escobar Arqueta, and this is the presentation for the relationship paper. I am going to start now. My mother is incredible. If I have to describe her, I would say that she is inspirational, optimistic, and encouraging. I was born in El Salvador, but my mother made the decision to come to the United States when I was 2 years old. I was raised by my grandparents in El Salvador. They lived in the countryside. I was always playing with animals, playing outside with my friends, and enjoying nature and trees. And I loved my childhood. Nowadays, I live in the United States, obviously, and my relationship with my mother is almost perfect, because I'm not going to say it's perfect. And my friends, my family members always say, "Oh, your relationship with your mother is great. What have you done? What did you guys do to have this solid relationship?" And I always say it's interesting because they don't know what we have gone through to get to this point. So here I'm going to share more details. So the two factors I chose were disclosure and intangible reward. Well, 5 years ago, made a decision myself to come to the United States to be reunited with my mother. I was motivated by my grandparents, and they always took care of me. They showed me love, affection, but they said, if you want to go to the United States to live with them, now you have the decision. You have the power to decide and do what you want. I took that risky decision, and I moved in with my mother here in a very different country. And I knew it was going to be a interesting journey, an interesting adventure, but I'm here. I have never regretted the decision. So disclosure. The living with my mother the first days were very difficult because I didn't know her, she didn't know me, and we both had to discover likes, dislikes, favorite food, favorite music, favorite places to eat. So it was an interesting relationship, but it was not easy at first. And disclosure, I think she knew what we could talk about. As I had explained in the paper, I am a very shy person. Sometimes I don't even know how to say hello, and she providing the ideas for conversations, conversation topics. So um, she was great, but she understood when I didn't want to talk. Let's say she would suggest talking about more, she wanted to know more about me, but sometimes the questions were about my private life. So I would say, I don't want to talk about this now, maybe later on. And she would respect. I think she did a great job there. And intangible reward. After this stage in our relationship, she would be with me all the time. Well, the first days were incredible because we would share time together, watching a movie, watching a documentary. So intangible reward, I would say time. I needed time. She needed time. We wanted to take advantage because we didn't share beautiful moments when I was a child. Relational dynamics and development, integrating stage and bonding stage. When we officialized that we were reunited, I think that was the most beautiful moment in my life because her friends would come to our place and say, "Oh wow, you're finally reunited. You're finally together. What are you guys doing now to get to know each other?" And that was great. And it was, I think, wonderful because she wanted other people to know that I was with her. And the bonding stage, I think, I mentioned that in the paper. She would post pictures of us on her social media accounts. And I realized that she wanted other people to know that we were reunited. And I don't think that was superficial. I think what she wanted was to get feedback from others, or, kind words about our relationship. So, yes. And what were some of the challenges in balancing different needs? Time, time, and time. The biggest goal, I think, was to come to the United States to be reunited with my mom, but I needed to share time with her. So she had two jobs, and that was so difficult for me to process because she had to go to work. So she tried to explain to me that yes, life is expensive here in the United States. And I think I had to, both sides have to give up, like, say, I want to be with her, but she has to go to work. So I have to be alone sometimes, and she has to go to work. But she found a flexible schedule for her second employment, so I think it worked out. The first prompt: how did your self-concept and self-esteem influence your relationship with this person? I think I knew who I was. I had already defined myself when I came to the United States, and that facilitated me to start this beautiful relationship with my mom, because I would blame her for leaving me in El Salvador when I was 2 years old. But I gave her an opportunity, and I gave myself an opportunity too. And describe the emotional components of your relationship to the person. I'm not going to say it was easy initially because I would be lying. I think it's sometimes hard for people to be open-minded, to express their feelings at once. So I think it took time for us to trust each other and to share, to communicate how we were feeling. And when I say communicate, I mean tell, speak, not just trying to guess she was okay, or my mom trying to guess I was doing not so good. So yes, communicating our emotions, but verbally. And how has this paper and the course helped you in better understanding this relationship? I think it's a difficult question because I've learned so much in this course. I've been reading the book and I loved it. Uh, I completed the quizzes. I learned about verbal communication, nonverbal communication, body language, um, emotions, how to manage emotions. So I think I learned a lot. But if I have to say something, I would definitely have to say that um, I found interesting learning about the factors that influence relationships and how these aspects help relationships to be strong and to progress.